Hello friends, it's Kristine Vicente with Queen City Stamp Art, and I'm back today with another Sale-A-Bration close-up. This time we're going to be looking at the amazing phrasing stamp set, which is free with a $100 order if you decide to pick this one. This is a really fun stamp set because for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's photopolymer, so it's clear, so it has this great you can see through, and it has some bold phrases and then some script phrases that you can pair with the bold phrases to create all different types of cards. All kinds of celebration cards, or I'm sorry cards, or just fun, friendship cards. So this is a really fun stamp set, and today we're going to be using it to create a really beautiful shaker card with the woohoo. So I'm going to show you how to make a little shaker card, and we're going to put together that together in just a second. I just wanted to show you the stamp set a little closer in the Sale-A-Bration flyer. So as I said, it's free with a $100 order. You can choose this one. It's called Amazing Phrasing, and there are some really fun ways that they used it in the Sale-A-Bration flyer, so make sure you take a look at that. There are only words, so this is not an image sentiment other than different phrases that you can put together. But it's still really fun, and you can do a lot with this. So we're also going to be using a circle to cut the shaker window using my Stylish Shapes dies, which I love. I use these a lot. And then we're going to also use a couple of die cuts that I cut out of the red and white glimmer paper from the new holiday catalog. This is $5 a pack, and you get a few sheets of each white and red sparkle. So that's a really fun thing to add to your order too. We're going to be using some special adhesive today, the foam adhesive strips from the annual catalog in the adhesive section. And to add the shaky bits to the card, we're going to be using these For Everything Fancy Sequins. So these come in a little box, and you get 3 colors. You get blue, green, and pink. And although we're going to be using Designer Series paper that has a pink tone to it, it's got the petal pink coloring. These sequins are definitely a cooler pink, not quite so peachy and warm. There's a few peachy ones in here, but not enough. I think it would kind of clash. So I picked the blue ones to be our shaky bits for this card. And I'll show you how to put that together. But those sequins can be found in the annual catalog under the embellishment section. So we're going to make this fun little shaker, and I did not put a sentiment underneath here. I'm not sure I will. I think what I would do is probably pair the card, the outside, with some sort of inside sentiment, depending on who I end up sending these to. So I didn't want to just leave it blank, but I want to save it for a special occasion because it's kind of a special card. So we're going to get in and start working on the card base. I think we'll do the stamping first. So it's just one word, woohoo, and I'm going to be using Night of Navy ink to kind of pull in that blue color. And I'm going to use my Stampin' Pierce mat because it just works better with photopolymer. You get a much better impression, a nice complete impression. And let's see here, I'm just going to center this on the little strip, and we got a good impression. So that's really all we're doing for the stamping today, but we are going to make a really fun shaker card. So I'm going to take some scissors here and just give this a little snip, and then we'll bring in the base card. So the base card is just 4 1/4 by 11. And I scored that at 5 1/2, so we get a normal A2 size base card. And then we're going to add a striped panel of this petal pink cardstock pattern to the, Designer Series paper to the base card. So this measures about 3 1/4 inches square, and we're just gonna kind of center this on the front here like that. And then we're gonna set this a piece aside for a second, and we're going to do a little bit of work on this one. So for this piece, we're going to take and we're going to glue the Designer Series paper to the petal pink layer panel. And this Designer Series paper can be found in the annual catalog in the host rewards section. So this is the Design A Daydream Designer Series paper. It's 12 by 12, and it comes in a beautiful variety of patterns and colors. We're using the petal pink patterns today, just to keep it kind of simple so that your attention is drawn more to the shaker element than the actual design on the paper itself. And now we're going to just pull in the mini cut and emboss machine, and what we're going to do is cut a little window in our panel here. So, oh, I can't use this one. I have to use the full size. I'm sorry. Let me just pull my full size machine in. Here we go. So that panel wouldn't have fit. So I'm just going to lay the panel onto the base here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to center this circle right toward the top of the panel, side to side, and about an inch, maybe like 3/4 of an inch down from the top. And I'm going to cut a window in this panel. Okay, now we have this window cut in the panel. Now I can save this piece for use somewhere else. And then this piece we're going to put on the front of the card. And this is going to be our shaker window element. So what I have here is a little piece of clear window sheet. Now we sell these. We sell a package of these in the annual catalog under the specialty papers. You can buy them. But I want to point out a little tip, because what I do, I don't make that many shaker cards, so I don't have any of this window sheet in stock. But what I do is when you purchase photopolymer stamp sets, or when you get them, like even in this case, the photopolymers come on these window sheets. And so what I do is I take and I peel the sentiments off, and I put them into the actual I put them in here in the case, just where they go. And then you're left with these nice thick sheets of window sheet, and I save these. I just kind of wipe them off, and I save them to use for shaker cards because they work perfect for shaker cards. So now I've got two pieces that I can use for shaker cards, and they'll be great. So we're going to use this piece. And what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over, and we're going to add some adhesive, some tape runner adhesive to the back here to attach the window. Just like this. And we just want to make sure it goes over the hole, and it does. So now the shaky bits won't fall out. There'll be a little window to keep them in. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this specialty adhesive. These are foam strips, and they work great for this sort of thing because they're very pliable. So we're going to take a full one, just peel it right off, and it's double stick. So it's sticky on this side, and then there's a release paper here that we'll take off when we're done. But basically we're going to stay kind of close to the circle, and we're just going to apply the sticky side down and just follow it around the edge of the circle, the edge of the window here. And you want to make sure that there's no opening so that the bits could fall through. So this is perfect. It fits really good in the window. And we're just going to take some scissors. I don't know where my other scissors are, so I'm just using these little ones I use usually for ribbon. And I'm just going to snip that off. And we're just going to make sure that's nice and snug so that none of the bits come out. Then we're going to take another strip, and we'll add some more of that to this. Now you could use regular dimensionals for this part because you want the whole thing to be raised so that it's even with this, which is why I don't use normal dimensionals, because I feel like they may be a different thickness. Even if it's a slight difference, it would be noticeable. So I use these when I'm filling in a card, and you don't have to do the entire border. You just want enough to support this front panel on the front of the card. applying it here, and then I'll put a little piece here, just like that. And then I have this one little tiny piece left, and I'll just add it there for some support on that corner. And that really should do it. So now you have all this, now you have all the adhesive on here. So now you need to get some shaky bits. And so what we're gonna do is we're going to take them, and I'm just gonna take a couple pinches and put them right here on the center of my square. I'll just pour a few out. There we go. And then that should be good. And I want to make sure that they stay on that square so I know that they're all going to be included. You don't want too many, because if you have too many, they won't shake around, but that should be good. And these are so pretty. They've got gold and white and glitter and pearls. There's all kinds of sequiny type things in here. There's faceted sequins. There's like little flat shimmery sequins. So there's a really nice variety, and because there's so much gold, we're going to actually use some gold foil to decorate the front of the card. Now, to finish the shaker part, you just pull off the release papers. And this one here on the circle. And then we're just going to lay this over the top, and we're going to center it carefully. Just on the top of the card, like that, and press it down good to make sure all the adhesive sticks. And now when we shake it, you've got this gorgeous shaker card that you can give. Isn't that fun? So that's that. That's how the shaker card works. So now we're going to decorate it, and in order to decorate it, like I said, I cut this little panel, and we're going to pop this up off the card front. And when I give this card, I may add another strip with some additional phrasing, or I may just save that phrasing for the inside. So I could give it to a team member who achieves a goal or meets a new level in the whole promotion schedule for Stampin' Up, or I could give it to somebody who's having a special birthday because they've got some phrases about woohoo for another year around the sun. So that's kind of fun. And so it'd be great. This would be a really fun card for like a milestone birthday. And then to decorate this one, I thought it would be fun to add some of that shimmer, a little sprig. So I had my meadow dies, and I just cut out a little like spriggy thing from my meadow dies to put here. And I have one in gold foil too, somewhere. So I'm just going to add that for just a little bit of interest. And then I'm not sure what happened to the gold foil one. The cat was up here, and she must have seen it shining and took off with it. But anyway, I would probably add a little foil piece here too, to give it some extra gold that ties in with the little gold flecks that are in with the shaker pieces. And then to embellish it further, we would use some white twine and make a little bow here. This is fun because it just adds a little bit of texture. You actually could add more texture by just adding like maybe some of that white seam binding ribbon. That would be kind of pretty on this card because it's crinkly, so it has like that shabby chic look, which would be fun. I'll just tuck in that gold piece when I find it, or I can always cut another one, but I just want to kind of finish that up for you. So this is the card for today. Isn't this fun? Shaker cards are really fun, and they're very easy to make. This is a very simple shaker design. You may need to have some extra postage if you throw this in the mail, but these are great to give if you're just, if you're going to a birthday celebration and you're giving a gift or a card. This would be a great one to hand off to somebody because you don't have to mail it. You can just hand it to them, and it has kind of a wow factor with the shaking. So I really love these, and I'm happy I got a chance to show you how to make one. So I hope you are enjoying Sale-A-Bration and you're getting all the items on your wish list. I know I mentioned last time that there have been some additions to the Sale-A-Bration offerings. So if you check out my last Friday video, you'll be able to see there's a link to a flyer, and I'll actually link to the flyer for the additional celebration goodies in this post too. So if you go over to Queen City Stamp Art, you'll be able to click on the projects tab, and you'll be able to find a link to the other celebration goodies that are in addition to what's left in the normal celebration flyer. As far as I know, there's still only 2 items that are completely sold out: the tree lot dies and the soft sea foam and pool party note card and envelope set. Everything else I think is still available. So thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next week.